There, that's me drinking my my Pepsi Max. It's no for no reason other than I'm just a fat person in denial. So yeah, today we're gonna be talking about the Ninja Turtles. Remember the Ninja Turtles? So it's little green four green dicks that swing their nunchucks around. Basically, I'm not a huge fan of the Ninja Turtles. My buddy Mark, he's like got a strange obsession with them. Like he's literally built on a whole new room onto his house for his Ninja Turtles. But like I do have some fond memories of the Ninja Turtles, mostly kind of coming from me and my brothers playing the video games when we were younger. So basically we'll start with that. I don't know why people still call themselves 90s kids when we're pushing 40. But yeah, I was a 90s kid, and Ninja Turtles were on every Saturday. Watched them every time we could. There's a lot of my friends. Splinter was a better father figure than their actual fathers. Yeah. Uh, Basically, my first memory of them outside of the cartoons was we had a Ninja Turtles game, which was Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. Great game. Me and my brother would play it. We would play it every weekend. Basically, any Konami game we would play either Contra or it was Super C, but whatever. We'd play that. Super C was the big one. But we also played Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. My brother was kind of a dick about playing it with me. We would play two players simultaneously. And if I was doing bad at it, he would reset the console and say, get better at it. So yeah, man, my brother was a dick. So yeah, we would play it. If I died on the first level, like at all, he would completely turn off the console, make him start again. So yeah, I was more useless than Danny from the first Ninja Turtles movie, essentially. And then after that, I eventually got so I had Turtles 2 first, and then I had the first NES Ninja Turtles game. You know, the one where it's like super hard that the Angry Video Game Nerd made an episode on, I guess. That one was really hard. I loved it at first, and I kind of hated it because it was popular to hate it. But then playing it now, I actually almost prefer it to the 2D ones because 2D ones are like a little too easy. So yeah, I remember playing it and I remember getting frustratingly angry at there's one level when like you would have to kind of defuse bombs in a dam and then you had to like swim through like electrified seaweed. Fun fact, you can actually beat that level pretty easy because you go in with one turtle at full health, you keep going, and then you do it until your health goes down over halfway. Just switch your turtle. Just switch your turtle to the next turtle, and then you can keep going. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So yeah, that was that game. And then I didn't play any other Ninja Turtle games until I was like 12 or 13 when I figured out what Ninja Turtles in Time was. That was a great game. And around that time, I finally discovered what an emulator was, and I could play like Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project, which is the best. I think it's the best one. Turtles in Time was a little too easy. Hyperstone Heist on the Sega Genesis, that was actually pretty good as well. Now, I also remember going to some birthday parties when I was a kid. He was like, "Oh, let's watch Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation." And so we watched that abysmal show. There was a girl Ninja Turtle. So yeah, the only girl that belongs in Ninja Turtles is April. We all know that. And then one of my fondest memories of Ninja Turtles was watching the original movie. It was the first DVD I ever bought. When my grandfather, sound bad. When my grandfather died, they had Ninja Turtles playing on TV on like repeat that week for whatever reason. I guess it was like might have been like the 10th anniversary of the movie or something. So I put it on tape. So like the highlight of that week, the week that my grandfather died, was watching Ninja Turtles on the TV. I remember one time when I was little, my brothers, they swore like they were cussing. I don't cuss on this podcast. It's a family friendly podcast, but they cussed on the podcast. And after that happened, my mom got after them. And then my brother was like, well, Raphael did it. My dishwasher's going. So yeah, Raphael was responsible for at least one beating in my household. And then I watched Ninja Turtles 2. Ninja Turtles 2 kind of isn't that good. I got a little too kiddie. There's a couple cool parts. The little Japanese kid. I can't tell. I don't know. He's Taiwanese. He's something. He was the guy in the suits in the first movie. The pizza delivery kid, Ernie Reyes Jr. He played Raph in the first movie. Like he was the guy who was in the suit in the first movie. He was the coolest part. My monitor's shaking. He was the coolest part in Ninja Turtles 2. outside of Vanilla Ice. Now, we're going to talk about my buddy Mark. He is literally a wee bit too obsessed with Ninja Turtles. I remember one time I went to my grandmother's house, and it was after I moved, so I didn't get to go there as much, and Mark just got his driver's license. So he was like 17 years old, driving around in his first car. I was 13, something like that. And so imagine this. You're 13 years old, you want your buddy to come over because he just got his own car and wanted to go do something fun. And it was Saturday, and it was like, let's go do something fun. Let's hit the town. And he was like, no, Ninja Turtles is on. I'll come over when it's done. All right. So yeah, and like I said earlier, he's like dedicated his entire house to Ninja Turtles. Now, he also married a redhead, so a little suspicious. Like, did you actually like did you like your wife, Mark, or you just wanted your own April? What's going on there? He had a Ninja Turtle themed wedding, like Ninja Turtle colors, everything else like that. All that was missing was having pizza at the reception, which I'm pretty sure he probably considered. And then let's see, what else did we do? So yeah, he's a little too obsessed with the Ninja Turtles. There was a Ninja Turtle movie that came out in like 2007. It was like an animated one. That's the one that he was like hyped to go see that because it was like 15 years since the last Ninja Turtles movie. And he made me go see it twice with him. So yeah, my first time going to the movie theaters twice wasn't anything cool like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or The Dark Knight or anything like. No, it was a it was a not great animated Ninja Turtles cartoon from 2007. Yeah, and I mean, I didn't even get to go with a girl. I went with my cousin, so it's a little. That's not even. Yeah. So yeah, wasn't too happy over that. And like my buddy, he's like, wait, I'm pretty sure, not positive, but I'm pretty sure he's probably taken out, maybe not a loan, but I'm pretty sure he's gone overboard on a credit card buying Ninja Turtle toys. If you've ever seen an episode of Hoarders, that's his house, but with both Ninja Turtle toys and VHS tapes. Now, my other buddy, Travis, he actually bought a Ninja Turtle arcade machine. And me being the good friend that I am, he paid like $800 for the arcade machine. And then when COVID hit, his business kind of suffered a lot and he had to sell a lot of his video game collection, unfortunately. So being the good friend that I am, I undercut him and I offered him $250 for his arcade machine after I did unspeakable things on that arcade machine beforehand. Yeah. Not my proudest moment, some of the things I did with that arcade machine. Let's say I get a little too romantic with it at one point. But sorry, Travis, I kind of ripped you off a little bit on that arcade machine. The arcade machine is actually pretty cool. It comes with Turtles in Time and the first Ninja Turtle arcade game. There's a campground that we went to when we were younger, and it had the original Ninja Turtles arcade machine. And it kind of sucked after a while because they didn't really keep up the repairs on the arcade machine. So like there'd be one turtle that didn't control at all, one turtle that couldn't jump, and one turtle that couldn't attack. So you're about as useless as Donatello in a fight. That was about it. And I also remember at one point my brothers got like weirdly obsessed with the Ninja Turtles cartoon. Like this is before you could YouTube anything, and like we had dial-up internet, so everything was kind of crappy. I should say, they would like Google the episodes of Ninja Turtles, and then they would try to like torrents, like download it illegally back in like 2001. Now, if you remember going on the internet in 2001, you're kind of rolling the dice on downloading stuff. You're either downloading a cartoon in poor quality, or you're downloading like a Taliban execution video accidentally. It was like the Wild West of downloading stuff. Not great. Not great. Now, my dad, I remember one time I was like playing Ninja Turtles, like I remember his response was like, "Are you still watching them Fruity Turtles?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am." Recently, Ninja Turtles have gone up a little bit in quality. Like there's been, except for the games suck. Good Lord, the Ninja Turtle game sucks. The only good one was Shredder's Revenge, the recent one, but like any of the 3D ones that you're going to play, they all suck. Every single one of them. Sorry, Mark, they all suck. And Travis, there's never been a good Dragon Ball Z game. Ever. That's all. That's all I want to say. Ninja Turtles suck. Dragon Ball sucks. The end. See ya.